dark AI agents, giving us just answers that, that they get access to, the government gets access to, the tech companies get access to those answers. Why can't we ask the crazy questions? We have Gary Gensler. He just had some comments. He just was speaking in front of the House Financial Subcommittee, I believe, here. And the SEC's Gary Gensler demonstrates an unbowed will to stand down from his stance towards crypto ahead of the Senate hearing. Here was the Senate, not the House. Following the commission's partial loss in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit and an even more clear-cut setback in the ETF contention, Gensler seemingly poised to stand by his gambit, claiming he is out to protect both crypto users and issuers and investors. And in written testimony ahead of the Senate Banking Committee hearing, Gensler stuck to a consistent theme: lying. No. He's reiterating that nearly all cryptocurrencies fulfill the Howey test, a legal standard that determines whether an asset or a transaction qualifies as an investment contract subject to U.S. securities laws. As I previously said, without prejudicing any one token, the vast majority of tokens likely meet the test. Given that most tokens are subject to the securities laws, it follows that most intermediaries have to comply with securities laws as well, hiding behind vague terminology like most and vast majority. So, and then also likely meet. So he's staying away from anything where you could point to and say, hey, you issued us, a clear cut yes or no. No, he's doing the opposite. He's being vague. He's being obtuse. He's being gray and murky and swirly, and it's all smoke and mirrors, as they say. Likely meet. It's most crypto tokens, most intermediaries. All right, we keep scrolling here. Is he blinking back? Is that pollen? That's just pollen, right? Is that pollen?
It's something.
It's some. Maybe it's like the final act of a Pixar movie. Maybe that's. Maybe he's looking at DZ's portfolio. He's looking at the ape coin.
He's just looking at another security, whatever it is. He's looking at it. So I actually watched 40 some minutes of the oversight hearing this morning, and I mean he's just like a broken record. Crypto is just rife with blah. It's just so terrible. It's non-compliant. Everything's a security. I made a video, ironically, you don't even need to watch this video because we know what he's going to say. And then I watched it anyway, and he said everything I thought he was going to say. And it's so funny because you can obviously see, obviously the Democrats give him the softball answers and agree with everything he says. And then the Republicans push back. And no matter what hearing it is, it's just such a clear divide on who's on his side, who's already prepared the questions they're going to talk to. And then the other side is clearly you're not helping anyone. You're not protecting investors. You're saying one thing and doing another. Just classic Gary. And I'm so sick of talking about him, to be
classic
honest.
Gary. He's like an 80s sitcom character, the rascal neighbor kid that's next door. And guys, I have a new strategy with the combatants against crypto. I'm going to say their name one time. Might be the last time you ever hear me say their name. I'm talking about Elizabeth Warren's tactics and the tactics used by people like her. There's going to be a new strategy we're all going to employ together, and it's going to help out the crypto industry. Thank Ryan Selkis for this one, giving me that idea. All right, let's talk about the wide-ranging non-compliance here. This is what he is saying is the main issue with crypto. He also raised concern about non-compliance in the industry, which he termed, guys, it's wide-ranging. Given this industry's wide-ranging non-compliance with the securities laws, it's not surprising that we've seen so many problems in these markets. Gensler will be grilled about recent enforcement actions by the commission, which, according to many observers, have been nothing short of a witch hunt and an overreach of their mandate. I think we would all be in agreement with that. All right, well, let's go from the SEC to the CFTC. CFTC commissioner plans to modernize investor protection with technology. To minimize the danger. I'm sorry. God, that was terrible. That was my JTTI.
That was top notch
impression.
Dude. That was top notch.
It was an okay song, but I butchered it. All right. To minimize the damages caused by financial fraud, Romero proposed the formation of the National Financial Fraud Registry, a centralized record of all crimes and fines related to financial fraud. Isn't there a website that does that already? I feel like we don't need to create more committees. And what was the word that they use here? We don't need a registry. To me, that just seems a little Big Brother-esque. How about we just have a fun website where, let's just detail all the things. We have the entire U.S. debt. We have the GDP up. We have all these websites. They have all this information up. So why couldn't we do it with just companies that have been fined by the federal government and state governments, and then one that has everything combined there.
That's genius.
Genius.
That's a killer
Someone make
idea.
it. All right. You know what? They're going to use Chainlink oracles, AJ.
Oh.
They probably would.
They might.
That's the thing, is that they probably would. That's hilarious.
All right. Spearheading this effort to amp up investor protections and guardrails, Romero appointed technology experts in fintech, AI, crypto, blockchain, and cybersecurity to their advisory committee. Let's see. Here we have Christy Goldsmith Romero is the chairperson there. The commissioner revealed that the TAC experts are tasked with identifying ways to instill KYC, which stands for Know Your Customer, and AML processes, which stand for Anti-Money Laundering, into DeFi and crypto investment avenues. They're also tasked with promoting responsible AI development, because we can't have those dark AI agents, giving us just answers that, that they get access to. The government gets access to. The tech companies get access to those answers. Why can't we ask the crazy questions? You ever see some of those crazy prompts? I'm actually kind of for a little bit. We don't need a first grader to be able to. I don't even want to say them out loud. There's some dark prompts where you can find out ways to do a lot of harmful things.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I remember when ChatGPT first came out, there was like this really long prompt where it would give you like ChatGPT's answer, and then it was like some name like
Dan. Dan.
Yeah, and it would give you like the far right wing sort of answer. It was hilarious, but I don't. Well, where is that prompt? Someone send it to me, please.
Yeah, well, they fix a lot of it, but we don't want someone to say, what's the most harm I can create on humanity with household chemicals, and then all of a sudden, make mustard gas, and we don't
The anarchy cookbook version of ChatGPT.
Okay,
on steroids.
Yeah, let's reel it in here.
Let's reel it in. Yeah, this basement talk, right?
Yeah,
we're
you're
stepping
right.
on Drew's toes
I know.
here.
Sorry, Drew. I'm sorry.
Investigations have shifted away from primarily backtracking trade activities to monitoring social media platforms such as X, Reddit, and Facebook. However, they also recommend the use of tools to aid such investigations. The registry would help investors do background checks for any investigations or fines for fraud imposed on the companies. Yeah, I just don't want a whole agency. I don't want a whole registry. I don't want a whole entity of government spun up for this. Just make a little website. It's not that hard. We don't have to have overseers and people in trench coats and briefcases knocking on your door in the middle of the night.